I'm no tech genius, but I knew if I wanted my business to crush it, I needed a website now. Thankfully, Bluehost made it easy. I customized, optimized, and monetized everything exactly how I wanted with AI. In minutes, my site was up. I couldn't believe it. The search engine tools even helped me get more site visitors. Whatever your passion project is, you can set it up with Bluehost. With their 30-day money-back guarantee, what do you got to lose? Head to Bluehost.com. That's BLUEHOST.com to start now.
What I do know, though, is that after spending all of my daughter's life wanting what is best for her, I do need to work with her to plan a future without me. I cannot just hope it all works out or that she goes before me. G'day, I'm Debra Caldow. Welcome to the Red Giraffe Solutions Expanding Worlds podcast, where we aim to support you as you help your young person with additional needs plan for their future, a future where they're safe, secure, and live a rewarding and fulfilling life. From around the world, I share stories and I share solutions from people making this possible right now. I'm a parent of a young person with additional needs, so I understand the challenges. Many of the people I've interviewed on this podcast have already helped me design a better future for my daughter, and I hope that they might help you as well to imagine what's possible for your young person. This podcast is made possible by Red Giraffe Solutions, which is a project I'm proud to be part of, supporting families to build a better future for their children. We now have available at Red Giraffe Solutions an online course called Independent Cooking Made Easy. This is a new and unique approach we developed when we realised traditional cooking techniques and recipes were never going to enable our daughter to cook without some support or supervision. It's a safe, simple system that uses no more than 5 ingredients, has no weighing, cutting or chopping, and no lifting of heavy dishes. Each of the 16 recipes in the course includes a step-by-step video of our daughter making the meal, plus a visual recipe card. We developed this for our daughter to solve her challenges with cooking, and every recipe in the course she can and does genuinely cook for herself. You can find a link to the course in this episode's show notes. What happens when we're no longer around? That's the question I ask myself every day, and I'm sure that I'm not alone. Because whatever plan we put in place, however independent our children become, we know that while we're around, we are that protective bubble, that buffer for whenever something goes wrong or needs to be dealt with. So what happens to that protection when we're no longer around? Well, many of us look to our family, often siblings, to take up the mantle. This, of course, has many advantages, starting off with the obvious emotional connection. This connection can make that life change when we leave our children easier for them to deal with. There's also that level of understanding that family members are more likely to have, related to what our children like and dislike, what makes them happy and what makes them unhappy. This again means that transition to a life without us is a bit smoother. They have people they know and who know them around to support them, which hopefully reduces some of the anxiety and stress because they feel better understood. Having family involved in support can also encourage more independence, as people are given more opportunities to participate in daily activities as they're integrated into the wider family life. There are, of course, challenges when our family members take on the role of main support for our children. The 24/7 nature of support can be physically, emotionally and mentally exhausting. We all know the stress it can bring, and this will be exacerbated for family members who may already have other family members to support. We can all recognise the impact having a child with additional needs has on our relationships, and the chances are it will have a similar impact on any family members we ask to support our child. And of course there are also financial costs related to things like therapy, specialised equipment, transportation. This can lead to financial strain, and in some cases where more support is needed, someone might need to reduce or stop working, which then of course further impacts them financially. Another challenge for family members taking over the main support role can be that they experience social isolation. This is something we all have probably got used to over the years. But for a family member, such as a sibling supporting your child, this can be something that's very unexpected. And I think it's unexpected in part because we often try and hide this aspect of our lives from those around us. The feelings of loneliness and lack of understanding from others isn't something we always want to share, even with those closest to us. And while our family members may want to provide the same support as we did, they will lack some of the knowledge we have from the many years that we've supported our child. However amazing our family, or however much they reassure us they are up for the job, supporting our child when we're gone will mean a big change to their lives. We do have to be honest with them and with ourselves about that. So it's crucial that families know where to seek out all the available support systems to mitigate those challenges and promote the well-being of everyone in the family. Some of these support systems may include the more traditional options of moving someone into a structured support environment like supported living or a group home. We may choose to do this long before we get into a position where we can no longer support them. I know that many people feel that this is the right option for them, but I've got to be honest and say it's not an option that I'm a fan of. Yes, there's trained staff, and our children will have a community around them and the chance to be involved in group activities. From a financial viewpoint, this option can also be much more affordable. But on the other side of the coin, one of the main criticisms is that people have limited control over their lives. It can end up being essentially living with strangers, people sharing with people they don't know and who they simply don't get along with. There's also a big issue in this sector around staffing, turnover, and way too many examples of abuse and neglect. Yes, I've spoken to people on the podcast who are doing it really well and supporting people in all the right ways. In these organisations, what I've noticed is that they provided wider, more holistic support, which integrated opportunities to work and encouraged independence. The quality and experience of living in a group home will vary significantly depending on the staff, its philosophy of care, and how much the individual needs of the people are considered. This obviously means a lot of initial research and then realistically ongoing involvement from someone to make sure it's still meeting the needs of that person. One of the main reasons I don't believe that group homes meet the needs of our children is because I think there are better options out there, ones that offer our children a choice and a voice. And honestly, I think that is one of the most important things we can give them. If we're not here to advocate for them, then we owe it to them to leave them with the ability to do it for themselves. This may be using another person, but it may be a skill we leave them with. It doesn't matter how we do it as long as we do it. One of the options worth looking at, in my opinion, is microboards. This is an idea I heard about a few years ago, and it's been an option I'm exploring as a way to support my daughter to build her future life without me. A microboard is a group of trusted people who come together to support a person with additional needs to live the life they choose. The focus is entirely on the individual, their goals, their dreams, and what they want. The aim of the microboard is to enable people to make their own decisions and direct their own life as much as possible. The members of the microboard can support the individual with a wide range of tasks, including planning for the future, setting goals, managing funding issues. Unlike informal support circles or circles of support, microboards often become legally recognised non-profit organisations. This provides a higher level of structure, accountability and longevity, making it a robust long-term solution for supporting an individual with additional needs. The success of the microboard will of course be dependent on the team involved and the skills they bring. But with the right people involved, other elements of a person's life can be enhanced, like social inclusion and community connections, and of course ensuring the person's safety and well-being. So what will the long-term support for our children look like? Well, that's down to each of us to decide. What I do know, though, is that after spending all of my daughter's life wanting what is best for her, I do need to work with her to plan a future without me. I cannot just hope it all works out or that she goes before me. That would be a complete disservice to her and all the hard work she's done so far to build herself a great life. I just want to say thank you for taking the time to listen, and I hope that the stories and solutions shared on here help you as you support your young person to create their future. If you know anyone who would find the ideas useful, please share the podcast with them. To support the podcast, please consider finding out more about the Independent Cooking Made Easy online course. It's a safe, simple system that works. There are links to the course in the show notes. You can find me on Instagram and Facebook. You can also connect with me on LinkedIn at Debra Caldow. I'd love to have a conversation with you on any of the topics we all care about. Bye for now.
At Arizona State University, we're bringing world-class education from our globally acclaimed faculty to you. Earn your degree from the nation's most innovative university. Online. That's a degree better. Learn more at asuonline.asu.edu.